Hello and welcome to Play Talk Repeat for this, our video game book club review of Chulip as chosen by Alex. And once again, I've forgotten to get the facts of the game up. So,
oh no!
so someone vamp.
Oh, Alex vamp.
Alex, tell us why you picked Chulip.
I picked Chulip because Robot Wars was not on Vimsla. So I needed another game. So I looked at the rarest PS2 games and I was like, oh, Chulip, that looks interesting. I was picking between that or Rule of Rose and I was deciding which one. I downloaded Chulip first and I was like, oh, this works, even though, yeah. And then I was like, yeah.
Okay.
So you chose it entirely because it was rare and nothing else?
Yes.
It looked interesting as well.
Yeah.
I read the synopsis and I was like, Oliver's going to hate this probably. It's another Japanese game.
Well, we'll see when we come to opening statements, I guess, won't we?
Yeah.
So anyway, Chulip is an adventure/simulation video game developed by Punchline, and it was released in 2002 in Japan, and then it got localized in America in February 2007, and then it was re-released again on PlayStation Network in 2012, again only in America. So was it never released in Europe? It certainly seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So let's start with some opening statements, shall we, guys? Let's get Alex out of the way first. I want to do that. Yeah, I want to know what you thought of your own game.
I thought that this game was actually alright. I actually enjoyed my time with the game. I tried to go for all the kisses. I think I missed like 3 because I couldn't be asked with some of them. But because in the manual it tells you how to do each of them. I think one of them it was like you need to walk past this guy 50 times, and I was like, can't be asked doing that, so I didn't do that one. And then there was a couple that I just didn't do.
I did that one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, yeah, I enjoyed my time. It was a very different game than what we've played recently on video game book club. It just feels like we've been playing like first person games. That's another reason why I picked this game, just because it was very different. Yeah, 7 out of 10.
Ours was third person.
That was in January, Niall. I meant like very recently.
All right, 7 out of 10. So it's a nice positive one. Let's go from positive to what is, I'm assuming, going to be overwhelmingly negative. Niall?
Oh, actually, yeah, pretty bad. But what I will say is Chulip is a game which I can really appreciate, but it's literally just not for me. Like, I can compare this to like a much more modern game. What was it called? I've got it in my notes. The Forgotten City, which came out in 2020, won Game Maker's Toolkit like most innovative game, which is basically the same as Chulip, where it's just about like talking to people and like figuring stuff out, and that sort of thing. And with this game, with that game, I also use the guide because that's just not for me. Like, I don't like thinking and making notes or like anything like that. Listening to people. So yeah, like. It's weird because like I can see how good it is, but I'll give it like a 3 out of 10.
A 3 out of 10. That's pretty harsh, isn't it? Really, it's just for a game that just isn't for him. Lewis.
Chulip is a game to me. I'll just start with my rating. I also give it a 7. I do think the game has a lot of things that are genuinely really good behind it, and I can tell that the developers put like a shit ton of effort into actually making a game that they like really wanted to make. And there's a lot of aspects of it that I like genuinely appreciate, but it's bogged down by a bunch of really stupid decisions that make the game incredibly tedious at a lot of points of the game. And I think overall, especially just for a general audience, it would ruin it for them before they had any chance of actually completing it. I also feel like the game is very reliant on like how fun you want to make it. I feel like if you're willing to put in the effort to go and talk to everyone yourself and at least generally figure stuff out, I completely understand not understanding how to be able to actually kiss people. That's why the game shipped with a guide. In the Japanese release, the instruction manual isn't like that. They didn't get a guide. They literally shipped the international version with the guide.
Interesting.
Which, congrats to Japanese people. Literally no fucking clue how you did any of the game, like in the slightest. But yeah, I feel like if you take the time to actually like appreciate and enjoy and just slowly make your way through it, and obviously use the guide that the game provides when necessary, I think honestly there's like a really good game here, and you can have a genuinely really good time. But yeah, like I said, there's just a lot of stuff that sort of ruins the experience by just sort of making stuff incredibly tedious. And I can understand why someone wouldn't want to play the game or enjoy the game, especially if they're the sort of person who just sort of wants to tick boxes and get stuff done. I would completely understand why they wouldn't enjoy it. But yeah, 7 overall.
Right, 7. Well, it's definitely more positive than I was expecting. So what do I think? What does
Oliver?
old Oliver think of Chulip?
What does Oliver think?
So, I actually really enjoyed this game. I really liked it. I wasn't expecting to at all. So I gave it. I don't know how long to beat. I gave it a 6, but that was because I'd just come off the back of the quiz at the end of the game, and that wound me up. Like, it's like, how was anyone supposed to fucking remember any of these facts?
No,
It's 20 questions. Anyway,
The number that you have to remember as well.
Yeah, exactly. So that was bullshit. But after like spending a little bit of time away from the game, it's 7 and it is creeping towards an 8. So yes, there's lots of things wrong with the game. Like,
I was shocked.
I can't believe it.
There's lots of things. No, there's lots of things wrong with it. Like there is the timing aspect of it and things like that. Like things happen at a certain time of day in the game, which works for Animal Crossing, but it doesn't work for this. It's like you end up having to wait a lot. But the reason my score is higher, like this is the exact same thing we discussed with Legend of Zelda the other day, is because the emulator, when you play it with an emulator, as most people will, especially in Europe, makes it better. You can fast forward.
October.
What's that? Sorry.
Spoilers for like October. When
Yeah, spoilers for October. So you can fast forward. You can save state if you don't get a kiss the first time, so you don't have to wait an entire other day. It's just made better. The game's very unique. It's wacky. It's like Katamari wacky, and very Japanese. But in spite of that, I like it a lot. Okay.
Honestly, that's really surprising.
Yeah, on him with Japanese stuff.
It captured me, man. It got its claws in me. And the reason I played it over like 3 days or 4 days is because I wanted to play it. Like, it wasn't because I wanted to play a video game book club. I actually genuinely wanted to finish the game.
No, this is like probably like the highest rating we've got in a while.
Despite Big Noz's 3.
Would have been even higher, yeah.
So let's talk about what we liked about it then. Now, I want to hear some positives from you.
What I really liked about it was the consistency in everything apart from one thing. But I'll talk about the positive side of it. So I really like the art style and the music. It all felt like it felt like it was, as you said, wacky, but consistently wacky. There wasn't one thing I'm like, oh, that's a bit wacky, because everything was wacky, you know. So I really like that. I also liked that the game went all in on using your noggin, and being very strict with that, with the timing and stuff like that. Obviously, there was the sort of like the inconsistency part of it, which was that there was like some RNG elements used as well, like reading the comic book, for example, and then sometimes just tear it up, sometimes it wasn't, and like, you know, you got to commit time to doing that, and then it was like, yeah, nah, fuck you, I suppose. But yeah, I think my favorite part of it was the art style and how consistent it was.
Yeah, the art style was funny. You play like the character you play as, though, it just looks like a little monkey man.
I thought he was a monkey before
it just looks like a little chimp.
Yeah, it took me probably about 15 minutes of playing to realize he was not a monkey child.
And why is he dressed like a postman? I thought that was going to come into it at some point. He's just dressed like a postman.
Yeah, he is delivering his love letter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just strange. Like you mentioned the music now, though. The music is fucking spot on. I love the music in this game. It's straight, like even like the menu music, the ha 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 ha. Yeah, I think that was a pretty good impression. I thought it was pretty good.
I think
spot on.
I think the sound design overall just matched the game very well. Like, admittedly, when the characters first started talking, for like the first 5 minutes or so, I was like, this is going to get really grating. Like, this is going to get annoying.
It's like Banjo-Kazooie talking now.
Well, it's just a bunch of Japanese sentences, like, clearly cut up and just, like, reshaped to just make it sound weird. But yeah, I just sort of fell in love with it as the more it went on, and like, nothing ever felt too absurd or too weird, like Niall said. everything was just weird. So anytime something happened, even though I was mind blown for a second, I then suddenly calmed down and was like, yeah, this is completely normal and this isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But every time something did happen, I was always amused and I was always just sort of happy to see what was going to happen next. That was sort of like one of the main driving forces of the game, is just literally waiting to see what will happen when I walk around this corner and what will appear.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think the sound complemented that all very, very well. As said, I think you can tell the developers like clearly this is like a passion project that they just like. Yeah, I don't know whose passion project it was, but it was clearly a passion project. I think it all worked out very, very well, and they got what they were going for.
Yeah,
I believe so. Anyway,
you can tell a lot of love was made into it, and they definitely put the personalities in the game. I won't want to meet these people, but the personalities are in the game definitely. I like some shining from the game that you really love.
Shining. All the characters were amazing. I think like every character was so unique. Like you didn't like, apart from like one part of the game where everyone's pretty much the same. All the characters were unique. I just wanted to go and speak to everyone just because I wanted to know what they were gonna say.
Yeah.
Like with Julie at the shop and stuff, or Batayan with his music career and stuff. It was just nice.
Anyone else feel?
It was like I was in a Japanese town.
Yeah. Does anyone else feel like we crushed Batayam? Like we just ruined his life?
I mean, I think that
Making
a
him
lot of
work.
things, yeah, I think a lot of things happened in that game. I think a lot of lives were ruined at some point, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. And like, the game teaches us a lot about consent. I think, like you can't just go up to someone and kiss someone, man. That's not cool. But if you sneak up behind them, that's the way to do it.
Fine.
Yeah, exactly. So we've talked about some positives, but I want to Niall.
Yeah.
Tell me negatives, man. Tell me them.
Literally, for me, it is just the game.
In general.
Yeah, well, that's the negative thing for me. Like, the reason why it's not like a 1 is because, like, despite me really not liking it, I can see that, like, this is for an audience and it, like, will serve the audience well when they play it. Like, again, the same thing with, like, The Forgotten City. I went into that not knowing exactly what it was, and then figuring out that, I'm going to have to listen to these people speak and actually take stuff in. And that's not what I do. So I guess that was the thing is, that's the thing.
You are not known for your listening or your reading.
I'm not. Like, because the game relies so heavily on that. Like, I did end up just using a guide. I think someone's setting off fireworks. Can you guys hear that?
I cannot hear that. No.
Either that or it's like a shootout at the petrol station.
Okay.
Either or. Yeah. But long story short, yeah, don't like listening. So that's me.
Okay,
that's me.
Oh, he's pernickety, man. He's a pernickety one. Lewis, can you want one big negative, please?
I mean, this is my main negative, and I think considering you all gave it a similar score, it's probably going to be what your negative is as well. The actual gameplay, story, and stuff, like I haven't got an issue with any of that. The main thing came from the fact that although the game doesn't hold your hand, which I appreciate, I fully love that it expects you to just figure out everything yourself. And as impossible as some of you may think, a lot of the solutions to quests are possible. You're able to figure a lot of stuff out if you really got out of your way to listen and pay attention to every single thing and work out stuff like riddles. It is possible. But I think the worst thing they do with that is they make it so inaccessible and annoying to actually progress through all of these story strings, because they do not give you any information on when or where these people are going to be, what like prerequisites you have to do in order for them to be where you need them to be. And I think that's really damaging for the game, because if you're really stubborn and refuse to use any sort of guide, you're going to be at this for hundreds of hours, because it will literally be a thing of testing out every single point in time with every single location until something just clicks. And I feel like that's a really stupid way of doing it. I feel like they easily could have solved the issue by implementing some sort of map after you've spoken to the person or something, where it will show you like their general walking patterns of where they'd be, or locations that they like to be, like stuff like that. I feel like it was a really easy solution. And from a gameplay perspective, I don't overly understand why they would make it. I understand the whole time thing, like, fair enough, but I don't understand why it doesn't give you any sort of knowledge on why they're going to be here at this time and stuff like that. And I feel since the whole game is about talking to these people and learning about them and all that stuff, I feel like I don't know, it seems like it would have meshed well with how the game was trying to do its thing. If it just gave you a lot more info on how to actually do stuff. I'm not saying like necessarily tell me how to do the puzzles, but at least tell me where I should be and why I should be there.
Yeah.
Because that was the main reason I ended up using the guide when I got really stuck. Is just I don't know where to be and where it wants me to be. Like it's just not. There's no way of knowing. And turning that into a guessing game, I just don't think helps the game, especially since waiting for the next day is just long if you don't speed it up. And obviously, if you're playing on a console, you're not going to be able to speed it up. So I don't know what sort of hell it is for the people playing it legit. But yeah, like it's. Luckily, we had the option to actually speed it up, even though the speed up was kind of slow as well. To be honest, it wasn't as fast as I would have liked.
Yeah, it was like 600%. I think it was on PTX. It was 6 times as fast, but still, the amount of time you gotta wait. Like the guy that Alex mentioned before, we have to walk past him like slowly 50 times.
Yeah,
like
it's ridiculous.
You can only do like 8 to 10 in a day, and then you gotta wait a full 24 hours for him to appear again. And I just decided to speed up and like looked away from my screen for a few minutes. It took ages.
Like that's generally my main issue, just with like the whole game in general. Yeah, it's just the tediousness of it. Tedium of it. There we go.
Tedium.
Yeah, it does feel like it's like kind of like it has to be that way though, because then you have like enough time to like catch people in their like schedules and their routines. If the time was super fast, then
yeah, well, that was sort of the counter argument to it for me, anyways, because the whole point and whole like message of the game is it's sort of just like it's literally simulating someone's life. It's like simulating what the life of someone would be, and I guess to like add to that, I mean, making us wait all that time is how it would be in a real life situation. I mean, that's what people have got to do. They've got to wait, and I feel like it sort of adds to the simulation aspect of it. But at the same time, it's a video game, and I want to play it. So.
Do you reckon it would have worked better in like sort of like a Persona 5 like time block system where it was like blocks of time instead of
Because I think then at least it would have been a lot more manageable and it would have been a lot more logical as to how you'd actually be able to figure out where these people are going to be, and you'd be able to link people to certain time periods quite easily. But obviously, the way they did it, it was just a free for all. It would just go figure out. So yeah, that's my main issue.
Yeah. Alex?
I'm just going to follow on from what Lewis said for a second. I think I know you've not played Majora's Mask, Lewis, but a good like solution for that would have been what they did with the Bomber's Notebook. I know you know what I'm talking about, Oliver. I don't know if you played Majora's Mask.
I am.
But it's basically whenever you would like speak to people. So if you would look in the holes, for example, you got like a slight hint. So in Majora's Mask, when you speak to people, you get a hint on like what to do with them. It goes in the notebook, and because there's 3 days in Majora's Mask, it tells you like the time and like the day that they're available.
Yeah.
So I think a good solution for Chulip would have been something like that, where it gives you the 24 hours in the day, and it gives you the list of, I think, is it 50 people?
Something
50
like
you have to kiss.
It's
It would have
50.
given you the 50 people that you have to kiss, and it would have been like, right, you've done this one, done this one. This person's available from 12 till 4. They're going to be in this area. I think that would have been like a good solution, just like in a little menu system, like in Majora's Mask. That would have been a good solution, I think.
Well,
that would have helped massively, I think.
I feel like if they ever made a sequel to it, then I feel like they would do something like that. I mean, the sad thing is the game almost does do something like that.
Yeah.
I figured this wasn't in any of the guides I saw, and I don't know why it wasn't in the actual booklet either. You can give objects to other people, and they will sometimes give you information on another person, but it's information usually on how to actually get them to kiss. Well, how you get to kiss them. It's so close to. If they just added like a time thing to that, I would have been perfectly fine with the way they did that. But they don't do that. They almost do it, but it's just not close enough. But yeah, I do agree. Yeah, if they did something like that, or the way Niall said it with the block thing, I think it would work a lot more. And if they were going to do a sequel, I think they would have done something like that.
Yeah.
Whether it was an oversight on their part, or they just genuinely didn't think it was necessary, I don't know. But it seems to be like the general thing I see people complaining about when I was like researching this online, because I did a lot of looking into the game after I beat it, and that just seems to be the general consensus, really.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll talk about my big negative. There was a lot of things that like you would class as like an upgrade. They were like locked behind like certain kisses.
Yeah.
I feel like that they should have just been like as you progress through the game. Like I didn't get the alarm clock until the very end of the game, which I thought would have been
Damn.
quite useful.
Yeah. No, the alarm clock was
Because
good.
I didn't go to Scarecrow Field till I had to.
Yeah.
So that would have been really useful to wake up early or wake up later rather than just sitting there and wasting the time. And then the run button as well, which wasn't really a run; it was like some weird power walk that he did.
Yeah. No, it's the same with like the
you got that
toilet,
from kissing a frog.
like the
Yeah.
toilets and stuff where you could save. Like
Yeah, they
those
were locked behind kisses
They were
as
locked
well.
behind like underground residents and stuff. That was really annoying. Like it just unlocked them as you get to the area, kind of thing. Because it just there's no point in making you go back to the hometown to save if you don't have save states. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. That it was just more of an inconvenience rather than like being like, oh, you got to kiss this person. Well, I've missed him now, so I've got to wait 24 hours to kiss him again or getting a chance to.
Yeah, and it's like when before I realized I had save states, I told you I lost an hour because I was walking home to save, and for some reason in the middle of the night, the policeman goes insane and just starts a shooting spree in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
If you walk past him, he'll just shoot you dead. I was nearly dead. I was going back home to save and recharge my health, and yeah, just shot me dead. It was awful.
I was going to bring up something just kind of relating to that. Did anyone else think the health was just sort of arbitrary in the grand scheme of things? Because regardless of how much you had, you were always taking a risk when you were kissing people, and you didn't know if they were going to beat the shit out of you and take away like 20 health for like no reason. And it was literally just like a leap of faith on whether or not you were going to lose it all.
Well, they give you a prompt, don't you, when they're ready to be kissed? There is a short prompt.
I believe so, but there was still events in the game which would just do random damage to you, and you had to like you just had to take
like
it
jumping
face
off that
on.
ledge.
And there's
did anyone else
get
get killed by the thing in the park? The spinny thing.
It
roundabout.
It took me about 20 attempts to get that right. Do you know when you're spinning on the globe?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
And you're spinning on the globe, and you got to kiss the one who likes spinning. That took me 20 attempts because she just wouldn't stop and receive my kiss.
My first time in the park, I was just like messing about with stuff, so I was like, "Oh, that hurt me a little bit," and then I jumped on the globe and it killed me. So I lost like half an hour of progress. I was like, "Oh, it killed me. Great."
I don't think it's fair for the game to require you to have like such infrequent saves and then just demand that you take 20 damage when you may not have that much damage to take, and then you just lose all your progress because of it. It's kind of punishing for no reason.
You read a shit comic and then it just kills you.
Yeah.
See, I never read the comics. I know what they do and stuff. I realized you had fast forward. So, but yeah, I know what they do, and they seem really stupid. Like this, like 1-2 time use thing. It wasn't really. I don't think I was ever going to do it. It seemed daft. So let's talk about our favorite kisses. We obviously kissed a lot of people in this game. That's the main part of the game. So who was your favorite kiss, Niall?
I don't know. Skip me.
Skip you. Okay, great.
Yeah, I've got mine. Mine was Zombie Mika.
Zombie Mika. Was that an underground resident? No.
That was mine.
Oh, was it, Liz?
I don't think I did that one.
No, she was. Did you know that? You had to go in the graveyard at 2 a.m. and you got teleported to this this ghost area, and Zombie Mika's there, and you have to drink tea with her, and each time the tea does more damage to you, and you have to say it's delicious every time. Yeah. And on the third time, her eye falls out.
Oh.
So you have to pick up her eye, and then you have to go have tea with Leo, and you have to collect like these different ingredients, because she was Leo's girlfriend, like when they were kids, and she died. She got killed in a car accident, and she just wanted to have tea with Leo one more time, and then you kiss her at the end.
Damn, I didn't do any of that.
The third time you have tea with her, she does like 80 hearts of damage or something. It's mad.
Wait, so you had that amount of health?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I think it was something like that. It was like I think I had like 70 or something.
So what was your title then? Because I got up to player.
I do not remember the title.
I know I was player.
I was level 9 by the end.
Oh, okay. Lewis, favorite kiss, other than Zombie Maker.
That was mine, but I'll just give an honorable mention to Mecha Yodzilla. Just because he's called Mecha Yodzilla, and I found it very stupid. But I just liked how he was wandering around, and yeah, just give him a little smooch. It's just I just like that one. But Zombie Mika was my favorite one.
What was it called? Sorry, what was it called? Dr. Dandy, was that his name?
Dr. Dandy. We had to cure
I mean, I
him.
just love the names like throughout the game. That was probably my favorite part. That was the only bit I read, was the names, definitely. But yeah, other than Zombie one.
Terrible. So mine, I don't know if you can use the word favorite for mine, but definitely most memorable. So it was an underground resident in the doctor's office.
Oh. I know which one you're on about.
Like I can't remember what it's named. Right, I'm looking at the list of underground residents and said, right, I'll do that one next. I was just stood there. Not in my fucking wildest daydreams did I imagine a guy rising up at the floor, already chained up in a full gimp suit.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that
I can't remember his name.
It's awful. It was awful.
The game's wacky.
It is wacky.
It's very wacky.
It's dead wacky. Does anyone have any like residents that I was like, for example, my underground resident that I really hated doing was the globe one because it was so finicky, and whether she actually registered.
I got it first try when I realized, like, 'cause I was just messing in the park the first time, like when I died.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to think of a bad underground resident. Probably Jigsaw.
Yeah, Jigsaw was annoying because he kept moving the fucking pieces, and there was only so much time.
What would you about to say, Lewis?
The one I hate the most, just because it's literally not possible, as far as I know, to figure it out without looking it up, is the fucking alien dude. Do you know the guy who crash landed?
Yeah.
We use the alien dictionaries.
No, but you need the cola thing because I didn't understand.
Oh yeah, the funny cola.
Yes, I had to look it up. Apparently, the translators translated it wrong, so it's literally impossible to know.
Well, that was what I was telling you about. I was like, be careful when you use the manual because in the last section, it's just the diagram's just wrong in the guide.
Yeah, like that out of pure just frustration and stupidness. That one was annoying. Yeah, because it's not possible to figure out unless he's literally you can't do it. And I just found that one to be really dumb. The rest of them I didn't really have like an issue with, but that one just annoyed me just due to the sheer fact that it was not the player's fault in any way. It was just the game's fault because it lied to you and just made it up. So fuck the alien guy. He can go away. He stings.
Fuck the alien guy. But that is what completes the game anyway. Like getting the alien guy.
Yeah.
Because you need your final piece of the love letter set, which just to me just seems like a
pen and
paper. There was a monkey.
The alien was the monkey.
Yeah, it was the monkey all along.
Was it? Was he a monkey?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't register for me, but whatever. So before we move on to 20 questions for the next game, does anyone have anything more to say surrounding Chulip?
Did anyone watch that film?
What film? No. I didn't watch any of the films.
No, like you give the film can to the girl's dad.
Is this one that you pull out the shit? I know at one point there's a very rare film that is in the shit bucket in Scarecrow Fields.
No. So you speak to a dad. I think is he called Goro?
Yeah.
For like that big nose. And to get his kiss, you have to watch a film with him, and it's a really, really weird film.
Oh God. No, yes. So Goro, I know you could give loads of you can give him loads of films and stuff, but I don't know if you give him a really rare one, something happens, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you give him a rare film, and then you speak to him at 1 a.m. or something, and then you watch a film with him. Niall disconnected.
He hated your opinion.
Niall,
yeah, he just hated it.
Niall's gone. Okay, cool. Well, I guess right now I'm Niall.
Who am I?
You're still Alex, funnily enough. Louis is
cool.
What else? What I would say about the game is it's a shame they advertised it so weirdly.
Yeah.
I feel like, and this might sound stupid to you, I genuinely feel like they shouldn't have labeled the game and advertised it as the kissing game and everyone knows it's the kissing game, because even though that is technically the main thing of the game, that is what you're meant to do, I feel like that isn't the main experience of the game. I feel like they should have advertised it I don't know how they would have done it, but I feel like they should have made the focus on literally anything else, because the enjoyment from this game just comes from talking to all these characters and seeing all this weird shit happen and all that. And I think them focusing on the kissing and the advertising and on the box art and all that, I think probably didn't help the game in the slightest. Because even now, people just know it as the kissing game. If they know about it at all, that's all it is.
It is the kissing game.
Yeah, but like it isn't though, really. Is it? Like it is, but it isn't. And I legit think if they re-release this now, it could just sort of be a banger that people would actually enjoy. I don't think it's ever going to happen because, I mean, first of all, licensing, I have no clue how that works. But like, I guess as it stands right now, I don't see how they'd be able to make it worth the money to release because presumably no one would buy it. Yeah. Unless some massive YouTuber said, yo, play this game, buy this now, like no one would buy it.
Yeah, he hasn't got that cult classicness to it. It's just unknown.
I mean, up until very recently, again, I did a lot of searching with this. It didn't even have a wiki for all the characters and stuff until last year.
Oh, damn.
Oh, wow, that's mad.
Like, it didn't have one, like, on the internet. All the only references and, like, guides you could find were, like, game FAQ guides from 2007 when it came out. So, like, it really is, like, a super sleeper game that, like, really hasn't got a big of a following at all.
No.
Yeah, it's like a very small, like, speedrun of community from what I
Yeah.
Can anyone else not see Niall's camera?
I can see it.
I can.
Click
on his camera and then just go off it again. It's going to mess up, like...
Oh, God.
Everything.
Right, okay.
Is everything ruined?
No, I can see it. I think it's fine.
Yeah, everything's kind of ruined.
Yeah, no, but Oliver needs to see it.
Right, okay, bang
Yeah,
it.
no,
Right, okay, cool.
Back to normal.
Back to normal. This has been a shit show today.
But yeah, I'd love to see a sequel from the team that made it. I know we never will.
They're gone.
Ideally, even if it's just people who made the game, people who worked on it, it'd be really cool to see a sequel one day. I did read that there's like some games that are very similar to this, in terms of the whole like way it's structured, like the whole like detective thing of like going around speaking to people, figuring stuff out. So I might end up checking out some of those games. But yeah,
Forgotten City, you should check out if you like this game.
I've heard good things about Forgotten City, but then you slagged it off. So
no, I always slagged it off. I don't like it. I don't like you guys will like it.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, good game. Sadly, it got advertised poor, but play the game. If you listen to this podcast, give it a go.
20
if you can get a copy of it.
20 years old, this game. 20 years old. Anyway, we are going to move on to video game 20 questions for next month's game. So obviously, as you can see, Scott isn't with us. Is dead to us. But it will be back next month. And this is his game that he has chosen a video game book club. He's whispered it to me in confidence. And I'm going to run the 20 questions. Yeah. So
Oliver doesn't get to play.
Oliver doesn't get to play. So Niall's turning his cap backwards. He means business.
Cap on.
Right.
He's actually
cracking. So let's begin the questioning. I have played an hour of this game, by the way, so I can answer like actual questions.
Wait, why have you played an hour of it?
So if you ask me a question about something that happens in the game, I can answer it.
Oh.
I will go first. Is it on Game Pass?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it an Xbox exclusive?
Well,
Xbox/PC, like Microsoft exclusive.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Is it a first-person game?
No.
No mirrors actually. Did it?
Mirrors actually came out with everything.
I can't PS4.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, there goes my joke then. Did it come out in the Xbox One generation?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
It came out during. It didn't. No, it didn't come out during the Xbox One generation.
So it's either a recent game or it's before the Xbox One.
But I reckon if it's before, it's just before. Like it was like released on Xbox One like shortly after.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, that's what it's. Wait, it's my turn, isn't
it?
Yeah. Is it? Is it a AAA game or is it an indie? Well, is it a AAA game?
I would not class it as one. No, like just ignore what I said. No, it's not. It's not.
Right. Okay.
It's on a license.
No.
Oh, it's me again.
Yeah.
Is it is it a puzzle game?
No.
Okay.
I will preface this. I will give you a free one in telling you that I had never heard of this game.
Okay, my question was literally about to be: have you ever heard of this game? I'm going to ask instead: have we heard of the publisher? Is it a well-known publisher?
I can only answer from my point of view. I have never heard of the publisher.
Okay, so we probably haven't heard of them. Safe to presume.
I can look at what else they've done to see if there's anything of note in there. Okay, interesting.
Okay. Is it an action game?
No. No, it's not an action game.
Not an action
Great.
or a puzzle game. So that just leaves like this isn't the question. That just leaves like walking simulator. Is there any other? I mean,
It
racing
could be an
game.
RPG.
RPG. Yeah.
An RPG that's 10 hours though.
And Xbox exclusive.
An FPS, I guess. Oh,
No,
really?
it's not.
No, I said it's not an FPS.
It's not
first
FPS.
person.
Okay. I mean, it could be still top down or third person. So I'll just ask:
Yeah.
Is it third person?
It is third person, yes. That's 10 questions gone.
Third person, not Xbox One released game. From a publisher we haven't heard of, probably. And it's not a AAA game.
There's a bunch of shit on Game Pass, isn't there? So I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
there's a
think.
lot.
I was literally looking today.
I should have told you all to spell revised Game Pass before this, to be honest with you.
Trying to think of like an actually helpful question. Is fucking hell. I might try and pin down more where it released. Was it released in the past? Like, wasn't Xbox what? So was it released in the past 3 years?
Yes.
Right.
Brand spanking new from a
There we
studio we haven't heard of.
Okay. That goes my question. I was gonna.
I mean, it pins
Yes.
it down a bit. It
No, I
just
know.
goes post Xbox One. It's the new shit.
It wouldn't have even been at like an event or anything.
Yeah.
That we would have watched either. Scott's a wacky guy.
It's weird I went from
Crazy.
Guardians of the Galaxy to whatever this is. Unless I
Yeah.
do know this game, but I don't know.
I think you might know you might know it.
Maybe.
I just know that I didn't.
It's an adventure game.
It is an adventure game, and I will clarify again, give you a little extra point here. That is its only genre.
It's just classic.
Okay.
It's classed as an adventure game.
Okay.
Genre. Okay.
And it's an Xbox/PC exclusive.
It is.
Oh, do we have to start asking the alphabet questions?
I mean, we might have to.
That's what I've been avoiding.
We've got 8 questions left.
Yeah, we might have to start just like going through the alphabet then. I don't know if we're going to be able to get this. Is it? I'll ask a regular question. Is it in a realistic art style?
No.
No. Okay, so it's stylized.
No point asking if it's a sequel because it's new. So, and he wouldn't make us play a sequel unless it's a sequel to a game from like 30 years ago.
We haven't asked if it's in a series, have we?
That is true, but I'm very surprised if. I mean, is it
Or
in a?
it's like a re-release.
Yeah, is it on a? Is it in a series? Is it in like franchise games?
No.
So it's its own game.
No, it's
Own
just
game.
the one and only. You've played Game Pass, Alex. Come on, pick your brain.
That's what I've been thinking. I can't think of anything. Should I ask the re-release question?
I don't think it will have been re-released if it only came out in the past 3 years.
Yeah, but the re-release might have been rather than past 3 years.
Adventure game.
Would a game need to be re-released? I mean,
I don't know. Um, this is a hard one.
it's
'Cause I
really.
literally have zero clue on like what it could be.
Was that game Kingdom Deliverance? Was that Xbox exclusive?
No.
No idea what that game
I
is.
don't think it was.
Is the first letter in the last half of the alphabet?
It is. Yes.
There you go, guys.
5 questions left, boys.
No questions left.
So it's like what, N onwards?
Yeah.
Okay. So ask another alphabet question.
I mean, you have to put it down more, to be honest.
Yeah, is the first letter of the game between N and T?
Yes.
Okay. Just to clarify, that does not include N or T.
Okay. I mean,
Okay, good.
Nah, but he's saying it's like between N and T, so
Yeah,
excluding
between
N
N and
T.
T.
right. Okay. It sounds like he's like quartering it. It does not include. Right. I don't know. Right, it's fine. Yeah, wait, yes, it doesn't include NRT. That's fine.
Right, okay.
I was hoping we'd get like, oh no, it isn't then, and then it'd be NRT.
So it's OPQRS.
Yeah.
Yes, and it probably isn't Q, but it could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
There's that game
Quest
called Cube,
for-
isn't there? But I'm pretty
Quest
sure
for
that's a cool game.
Camelot. There you go. That's a Q game.
I don't want to guess Quest for Camelot.
Yeah, there is that game called Cube, isn't there? But I don't know what it is. It's like QUBE.
Nah.
Nah.
Not this far in A to Z.
Oh, do you reckon I need like the?
Is it?
Oh, I don't know. Go on.
Is it? No.
Is it,
That's
Oh.
I was gonna ask if it was multiplayer, like not on, like just at co-op or whatever. Is it co-op? Is it multiplayer?
No.
Okay. Well.
This game isn't real.
No, it's not.
It's gonna be some random indie game that we've never heard of.
Because the thing is with these question and answers, these 20 questions, we usually then go, oh, but this we're just not. 'Cause
Yeah,
we're
legit.
just not gonna know it.
We're not gonna know.
Really don't know. I legit have no idea. I can't even pin down a question. Do you have anything, Niall?
We could do another alphabet. Just keep going.
Is it O to Q? No. Do you have anything, Niall?
Ah, adventure game. Is it? This is a redundant question, but is it from an American publisher?
That is a bloody great question. It is absolutely a not. It is not. No.
Not.
Isn't
Okay.
it not?
Okay.
That doesn't even help me. I don't know publishers, but I'm where they're from.
No, same.
Liz, do you have any ideas?
Fuck no. Is the game? Is the game? Is the main character of the game a human or like an animal?
I need a yes
You
or no
can't.
question.
You can't answer that.
What's the word? Is it anamorphic? Is that the word for like a creature man?
Like
There you go.
Chulip being a little monkey man.
That's Harry Potter.
I mean, like, is it? Yeah, is it like?
Animagus.
Is it
Yeah.
like? I mean, I guess if it's not a human, it would be an. Is the character human?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just some bog standard
Nice.
woman or man.
One question left.
We could ask, is it a one-word title or like 2 words?
Yeah.
I mean, that would help. To be fair, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
go
it-
for it.
Yeah.
Is it a one-word title?
It is a 1-word title, and that is all your questions. So you're gonna have to come up with a guess.
Okay, I'll just guess straight away. Is it that game called Cube?
No.
Okay. I don't even know it's on Game. I'm gonna look on Game Pass now.
Okay.
I'm not guessing
Have you
anymore.
got anything?
No, I don't. I can't think of it.
Is that it? No, is that your
I
answer?
can't think of a single game that would be between those letters. An indie game, I guess, that's on Game Pass. Do you want to guess a word?
Yeah.
Fucking
Fucking.
no, not that. That's not the word. Ominous.
It is not ominous.
All right, okay.
Alex, you got anything before I start reading out facts? See if you can get it.
Guess what?
Sanctuary.
It's not. It does begin with an S though. So it is. So this game is it's an Xbox and PC exclusive that came out in September 23rd, 2021. It is an open world adventure game. It was developed by Shedworks and published by Raw Fury, which is a Swedish publisher.
Never heard of it.
And the name of the game is also the name of the protagonist.
Could you tell me the other games they have made?
I can. Let's do it. 1 second. I could. Right, or do you want the developer or publisher?
Ooh, developer.
Well, I can't do the developer. I don't know why I asked you that because you haven't got a wiki. So
Right. Okay.
so they've done Bad North, Jotun edition.
I've seen that, yeah.
Call of the Sea, Townscaper. More recently,
They made
just
Townscaper.
things I've never heard of. Yeah, they did. Well, they published it. Yeah,
Yeah, fucking hell. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. So, now, do you want to put that out of our misery? What is it?
It's called Sable.
It is indeed. It is called Sable. Like I said, September 23rd, 2021, open world adventure game. I've looked up it. It's about, you're looking at about 5 to 7 hours, something like that.
It also looks like it's using the same shader as the Simpsons game.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like
yeah,
the
it
Simpsons
looks
game.
exactly like the
Let me have a
Simpsons
look at
game.
this.
That's exactly what I thought when I started playing it. Exactly like this
Yeah.
looks like the Simpsons game.
Yeah, it's like a
Yes,
weird,
it
like sort of like half cartoony art style.
So it is on Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass, by the way. I did double check.
I've never seen this game.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, that's it. That's it for that's it for August. I guess this will be the last video in August, but we shall see for the spare change, which will be the following Friday. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.